Hi, back again finally. You may have seen one of my videos last year, early last year, so it's been almost a year since I've done one of these, with this guitar. This is a Chinese replica Gibson 59 reissue relic. And no, I said that before, it's not a relic, it hasn't been relicked. 59 reissue. It's got the 50s profile, fatter neck, a little bit fatter neck. And so I've done all the work on it a long time ago, but I've never gotten around to doing a video on it. I'll tell you what I have done. All the pots were replaced. New switchcraft 3-way. New input switchcraft. The tuners, I bought Gibson Deluxe tuners, the real deal. In order to get these on, you have to drill out the hole. The ones that come on the guitar, the hole is not big enough for the post, but that's a minor thing. I replaced the pickups. Now, I was going to go with Seymour Duncan's, and a friend of mine told me to check out these pickups by a company called Giovanni. Well, they're Giovanni pickups. They're made by, I think it's Artec. Anyway, they're half the price of Seymour Duncan's, and I like them a lot. I wanted something on this particular guitar that wasn't nasty dirty. I didn't want super distortion pickups or anything. I've got that on some of my other guitars. I wanted this guitar to be fairly clean for certain situations, and these pickups achieve that very well. And they're about $75 a set, so I mean the price is really worth it. So all in all, with all the work on this guitar, it's cost me just under $500. The guitar was $225. The most expensive things were the pickups and the tuners, and the rest was all relatively inexpensive. I got the wiring and the pots and all from StewMac, and did the job. I did the neck and all myself. That's one thing I knew how to do. But I had bought the guitar to see if I could do all the electronic stuff. And actually my son was a bigger help on it. He's a very clean solder person, and I'm a very messy soldering person. So as I said in one of my earlier videos, if you're not interested in doing all the work yourself, or you're not able to do all the work yourself, I don't suggest you buying one of these Chinese guitars because they may need a lot of work. Anyway, I want to show you what it sounds like now that all the work has been done. I've been gigging with this guitar since probably June of last year, so it's paid for itself 10 times over easily. Anyway, first pickup, I'm using a really straight amplifier. This is, you probably can't see it, but it's a Vox Pathfinder. It's a 15-watt amp with no bells and whistles at all. No programming, no nothing, just volume, tone, a treble and bass, reverb. Get back to the matter at hand. This is the first pickup on this guitar. Both pickups. And back pickup. So I like a nice combination. That's with the volumes and tones full up. I like I'm like a 6/4 kind of person. 4 on the front and 6 on the back. That generally works for me with Les Pauls. And that'll give you a sound kind of like that. Let me turn this up since I turned everything down. guitar came out nice. I'm going to put a little distortion on it. It's just there's no internal distortion here. I'm just going to crank up the gain and. First pickup, both pickups. Back. So I think the guitar came out. It came out the way I wanted it to come out. I don't know what anybody else's needs are, but I needed a guitar that could go clean. I can always dirty something up. I can always throw in an Ibanez tube screamer. I have quite a variety of those. And dirty things up. I also, when I play out, I use a Vox VT30 30-watt amplifier that's programmable, and that's got a ton of distortions in it too. So the guitar came out the way I wanted it to come out, and at a price that I could live with. And as I said, I did it for the experience of doing it mostly. Not that I needed another guitar, and I'm very pleased with it. So I'm going to show you a couple of other guitars while I got a minute. Let me just turn off the camera a second. This is an Epiphone Les Paul that I picked up on eBay extremely cheap. I don't know what year it is. I can't tell because apparently it was rejected at the factory or something because there's no serial number at the top. Everything's been painted over, and I can't tell what it is. But it's an extremely nice guitar, and I got it for, I paid like $200 for it on eBay. And when I got it, it was a mess. It was literally dirty, like dirt dirty. It was dirty, and somebody had tried to change the nut on the guitar and didn't know what they were doing, and they put a nut on it, and they didn't file it down, so it was terrible. The strings were that high off the fretboard. It was just terrible. So I filed the thing down, I cleaned it all up, and I found that underneath all the dirt there wasn't even a scratch on it. So I have no idea, whoever owned it before me, what their deal was. But this is a really nice guitar, great neck, beautiful action now, and I haven't changed a thing on it. It's stock. It's regular Ibanez stock guitar. I've still got a distortion setting on. So it's really nice. I'll start with a clean sound. Neck pickup. Both pickups. And back pickup. With that. Nice sound, great guitar for playing out, really great. One thing about it I did notice, and I actually weighed it, this guitar weighs almost 9 pounds. Now I have another Epiphone Les Paul that weighs less than 8, so this one is pretty hefty. It definitely rivals my my '73 Les Paul in the weight thing. I think the 73 has gotten lighter over the years, and I think this is actually heavier. So I'm going to show you another guitar. This is a guitar I bought in 1977. It's a Ibanez Les Paul copy that was made in October of '76. If you don't know anything about Ibanez serial numbers, they're easy to follow because the first part of the serial number is a letter, and that's the month, and the next two are the year of manufacture, and this is a J76, which means it was the 10th month, October 1976. I bought it in early '77 new, and I still have it, of course, because here it is. It's a great guitar. I bought it to go on the road in '77 with a band that was traveling across the United States for 3 or 4 months, and I didn't want to take out the Les Paul because I'd had some bad experiences before the previous year. So I took this, and I've had it ever since. It's really a good guitar. It's really beat up. It probably looks okay on the video, but there are nicks, and the finish cracks on this are non-stop. But I don't care, because it's just a sign of how much it's been used since 1977, and it's still a great guitar. Both pickups. Put a little distortion on it. This guitar is very good with distortion. Now once again, this is just the gain on the amplifier. First pickup. Both. Bridge pickup. This is mostly original. The only thing that's been changed ever on this guitar, I've changed the tuners twice. Once when I first bought it, before I even took it on the road, I changed the tuners. It came with whatever Ibanez was putting on it at the time, and I just didn't trust it, and I didn't want to be out in the middle of nowhere with a guitar that was constantly going out of tune. So I don't even know how good the original tuners were on this. And then I replaced them maybe 10-15 years ago, and with Grovers, and it's been great ever since. I never have problems. It stays in tune perfectly. You can put this guitar in a case, throw it around, and when you pull it out, it's perfectly in tune. The pickups and all the controls are the original controls. The knobs are not the original knobs. They have been replaced. The switch is the original switch. The input is the original input. Everything else is original on it. I like the way Ibanez was making guitars then. On the camera, this may look like that the pickup has no cover on it like the front one, but this is actually the cover. They made the cover look like a pickup with no cover on it, which I always found pretty funny. Great guitar, 1976 Ibanez. As far as lawsuit, not lawsuit, this is not a lawsuit guitar because it doesn't have the Gibson headstock open book on it. This was probably one of the first ones they made that wasn't of that era, since this was made in October '76. I know people will say that the lawsuit stuff goes up through 78, but as far as I know, this is a 76, and they had already stopped doing it by October of 76, because here's the proof. Great guitar. Anyway, that's about it. Thanks for watching.